Hey guys, Stein here. A quick review of the Viltrox DC-X2 field monitor. Just so you guys are aware, they make the X3s and the X2. The big difference is if you are using primarily HDMI, which most people, that would be the case for you. You are probably best off getting the X2 because getting the X3, you are just going to be wasting money without ever using the SDI, unless if you are using onboard gear that requires the SDI. For example, you are using a camera that supports SDI like the Panasonic and the high-end camcorders and the high-end cinema cameras, or you are using a video switcher that supports SDI connectivity that you are using it for. But something to keep in mind, if you are using HDMI or your camera only supports HDMI, that does not mean you need to pick up the X3. It's just going to be a waste of money. Here's the reason why. You can convert your HDMI to SDI with something like a Blackmagic video converter, and then just basically send the signal to your switcher or whatever you need it for. So in most cases, it's going to be irrelevant, as most of you guys will have a solution for this already. So just a quick note for you, so whenever you are buying, you know what to get. Just so you guys know, they have other models of the Viltrox, but if you are looking for the best within the family, you probably should consider the DC-X2 or the DC-X3, depending on your needs. Again, if you need SDI workflow, you go for the DC-X3. If you do not need the SDI workflow and you are heavily HDMI, which is the case for most of us, then all you need is the DC-X2. In my case, I'm using the Sony FX3, and that only supports HDMI, and that's all I need. So this is just a quick unboxing so we see what exactly we are getting. All right, and I'm going to be very quick with this. So out of the box, we get something like the bag. Okay, this is the bag. Okay, all right, and once we open the bag, very nice bag, feels heavy. Okay, and feels well protected. We get this here. Okay, now this is the main screen. This is the main monitor, as you guys are seeing. Okay, now this is what I meant. The back, the X3 will have the SDI, but the HDMI will not have the SDI, and that's all you need. You do not need the X3. Okay, all right, so this is how the monitor looks like. Okay, it has a built-in sun hood, and the way it works, once you want to open the screen, you're going to click on the bottom that is right here, and it's going to pop up a little bit, and then just going to lift it up, and then that is going to open the monitor. It's just going to pop up like this. Okay, and that's how you get it open. Okay, pretty simple. Once you want to close it, you simply push this part in and then collapse it, and it clicks into place. That's it. So at the top, we just have quick functions. Okay, and that is if you need to get stuff dialed up quick without going through the touch screen, you just click it just to bring it up based on whatever they are, so you can master it and then know what F1 is for, F2 is for, F3 is for, F4 is for, and then decide what you need. Okay, so that's pretty much it. And then here you have the power. Okay, to the right side you have the power. Okay, at the back, this is where you're going to put your battery. They include a battery for you, so pretty much you could put your battery at the back, and it's a standard, let me tell you guys, NP-F550. Okay, or just the NP-F series. Most of those batteries will work. Okay, so pretty much that's what you need for the back. Okay, all right, and to the side you have your HDMI out and in. your HDMI out, your HDMI in, okay? You have a headphone to monitor, okay? And then, of course, you have some fan, vent for the fan, okay? Then to the other side, you just have, you know, a mount if you need to do any form of side mounting, okay? You can basically use it for it. And then at the bottom, you have your USB-C and your DC-N for powering if you need to. And you have your USB for transferring, if you need to, I said transferring, if you need to import anything or do any kind of, you know, any kind of application that, you know, this monitor supports, okay? So pretty much that's it. There's not much to it, you know, pretty nice monitor, okay? You don't need to worry about any hood. If you don't want it, you can remove it, but it's built in, makes it simple, and you know, you just basically click it, boom, it pops up, lift it up, click, it pops up, lift it up, and then there you go. If you want to collapse it, you simply collapse it and then click into place. Very nice, okay? All right. You also get some cables. This is like a short HDMI to mini HDMI or whatever type of HDMI. I don't need it. I have my own HDMI that I'll be using. And of course, this is the USB-C to USB 2.0 looks like, that you can use for, you know, importing your LUTs or connecting it to the computer, you know, having different ways that you can connect it, connect with the monitor with, or charging it actually. But I have a higher end charger for that already. Yep. I'm going to be using, yeah, I think I may have it here. Do I have it here? Okay, so power is never going to be a problem for me because I'm using this D-tap cable, okay? This DC to D-tap, and basically this end will go on my V-mount battery, and then this end will go under here, okay? So it's pretty standard. It goes under there, it goes on my V-mount battery, then I do some cable management. So I'm never gonna need to keep switching batteries because it's gonna be receiving additional power to keep the battery going, okay? So this is gonna just serve as a dummy. And actually this is just a duplicate, redundant, okay? So in a situation where I needed to move the camera without my D-tap, I can remove it and this will still be working, okay? In a situation where I needed the battery for something else, because this is in, I can easily move it out and this will still be working. So this is just redundancy really, because the DC can power the monitor and this can also power the monitor. All right, so that is a good thing about using you know, a V-mount battery or another external battery source, or a power bank if that's your preferred route, okay? So just wanted to show you guys very quick so you guys see how that works, okay? Of course, you have your monitor mount where you can mount it to the camera, okay? This here for the locking mechanism is plasticky, so that feels cheap. This here is metal. This part is metal, but to me it doesn't feel like a solid metal. It feels like let's say semi-pro or some type of cheap metal. It's not the greatest feeling. Okay, that's just my honest opinion. And of course, the part that slide into, that's not too metal. It's hard to tell. Yeah, so it's not the greatest if you are looking for something that, you know, if you're looking for something that feels great. It doesn't feel the greatest. Alternatively, if you are somebody like me, I have a small rig setup, so you can basically get a small rig monitor mount, which allows you to basically, depending on whatever you want, basically you can use a quick release. So this part attaches to your camera, and then you basically just slide your camera on. I'm using the camera now, so I cannot demonstrate it, but I have some videos on the channel that demonstrates. Okay, so pretty much it gives you the quick release. Then once you're ready to lock it back up, you basically just slide your camera back on anytime you're ready to put it back on, and it just locks like that. Whenever you want to release, you just release. Okay, and it allows you to also and I can actually demonstrate it with this camera here. You see it has the two buttons at the bottom. It has the two holes, okay, and this also has the same thread. Okay, so pretty much put it in there. So with your key, you can just basically click it. Again, this does not come with it, but that's just to show you guys how this would work. Okay, so pretty much you have that on, and basically you have your monitor, and bam, that's it. Once you're ready to release, instead of you taking the whole thing off, it stays on your camera and you just release. That easy. Okay, so that may be a better choice if you want and you don't want to use the standard that comes with it. At the same time, it allows you to bend. This don't work too great, but once you release it, you should be able to add some friction and get it to bend however you need it to bend. Okay, but it doesn't work the greatest. It's very stiff. I think they made it that way so it doesn't move a lot. Then of course, once you tighten it, it will be almost impossible to move. Okay, so pretty much that's how it works. And then this part, the bottom part, will just go on the camera. Okay, so I think something like this may make better sense for some of us. Okay, so keep that in mind. But it does come with this. Okay, and of course the battery comes with it. So this is what I mean by this is a battery you're gonna need. Okay, so pretty much I don't have it didn't come with it since it was used, but I have a whole bunch of these because I have another monitor. And basically this is the NPF330, same thing, same thing. So pretty much you can just put it in here and pop it in there and it should work. It should work the same. Boom. And I think it looks better. I kind of don't like how the white looks anyway. And then most times I'm going to be powering this with a Smart Rig V-mount battery. Okay, so it shouldn't really matter. Okay, so let's kind of have fun with this. So we're gonna click it, get it opened, and we are gonna get it open. All right, now what we're gonna do, we're gonna power it on, and with here, okay, it's just a simple click and then just wait a couple seconds and it's gonna boot up. Oh, we probably gotta hold it for a couple seconds. Let's hold it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and let it go, and then just wait. Boom, and it's coming up. All right, great. So it comes up. It doesn't have a signal for the camera right now, so I'm not gonna be able to show you guys the stuff. But in any case, if you, the quick buttons that, like I was saying, F1 seems like it's bringing up some meters for you. Okay, that looks okay, that looks like the volume. Okay, and probably the skin tone looks like. Okay, and you can have it off or on. Okay, and then the F2 brings up some color panel at the top. I'm sure. Oh, false color. Okay, it's actually telling me, I'm just not reading. Okay, so F1 is the full waveform. Okay, so you can have it off if you don't want it. And then the F2 is going to be false color. Right now you don't see anything because there's no signal, but you guys will have an idea once I get it connected, or once you look it up or whatever. And then F3 is 3D LUT. Okay, so you basically have it on or off. If you want to see the flat image or post-processing, you can put a LUT in on this monitor and be able to see it. And then F4 is to lock your screen, probably. I'm sure it just has a lock, so I'm guessing it's a way to lock your screen. Okay, anyways, so pretty much you can have all these on if you want. F1, F2. All right, and then also keep in mind, you can have your histogram, you can have your vectorscope, you can have your RGB parade, full wave, you know, and so on, okay? Again, you probably are not gonna see it because I'm not connected, okay? But anyway, so it's working. That's all we need to know, okay? But I don't have it connected to a camera, so I can't really show you anything that, you know, anything that these buttons are used for, okay? But anyways, it works. And we also see touchscreen works as well, okay? So not a bad monitor, okay? All right, so that'll do for this video. I will try and do some follow-up, you know, some follow-up video on this once I get it connected to my camera, or I have a second camera that I can capture it from. I sold all my cameras, so I won't be able to show you guys, but hey, you guys have an idea. Alrighty, hope you're happy with your purchase, and thanks for watching this video. It's time with FOC Multimedia. Remain blessed. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching.